day. And yes, so today, yeah, this is actually going to be my my first live on YouTube. Yay! So today's live actually um going to be promoting, talking about my latest short film, my latest 3 minute short film, the future I saw. Yeah, so the feature I saw is actually a movie about a young lad. He was overwhelmed by a lot of things. He was overwhelmed by life, by pressure, peer pressure, everything. But then he had a friend, two friends actually. One was trying to encourage him not to, not to think too much about it, not to uh, let pressure soak in. But then there was another friend he had. That guy came and tried to introduce him to drugs, tried to introduce him to drugs, and we realized that Michael wanted to. He actually considered, taking the drugs and all that. But then the moment he touched the drugs, there was like a transition, and then he saw his future, what his future would be like if he takes the drugs or if he employs the use of drugs. And then in the long run, he saw the consequences of, you know, he saw the consequences of what will happen if he takes the drugs. Hence the name, the future I saw. At the end, he decided that okay, oh, I can't do this. This is not for me because I know the future I have. I know the future I want to have. I know the future I see. I know the future I saw. So, due to this, we see Michael, which is the main cast. We see him, you know, he starts, he decided that no, I can't take this because I know who I am. I know what I am. And yes, although this movie was originally produced last year, you know, by me and some of my friends, it was actually produced last year by for a challenge at that point, at that time, a social media challenge to raise an awareness of drugs. You know, yeah. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said earlier, I am speaking on the latest short film I produced, The Future I Saw. The Future I Saw. It's in the description below. You can check it. You can actually watch, subscribe, like, and share. It's a movie you're going to love. The Future I Saw. Yes, you are really, really, really going to love it. You're gonna love it. It's a movie about how to deal with about how to deal with peer pressure, how to deal with pressure, how not to make pressure push you to do things you shouldn't do. Yes. So in the long run, we see in the movie that, or rather, as I was saying earlier, the movie was birthed last year December, from a challenge that's although at the end we didn't win the challenge, but I decided to push the movie further than just a challenge because I see it as something that resonates deeply with the society. A lot of people are overwhelmed by one thing or the other. A lot of people are, they are struggling with one thing or the other. But then this is a call that, irrespective of, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. You can read the description below, to see what we're talking about. I'm talking about a movie I released last year. That was actually originally released last year. A short film I produced, The Future I Saw. Then I, decided to push it further on my YouTube channel this year, and we see that this is something that this society seems to be, put a lot of pressure on a lot of people. But then that shouldn't be, pressure shouldn't push us to do things we are not meant to do, but rather we should understand that there are some things you can do that can actually make or mar your future. So you need to understand that every decision, every choice you make today can actually affect, your tomorrow. Every single decision you make can actually affect your tomorrow. Check the description below. I'm talking about a movie, a short film I released last year. To those of you who has watched, to those who has not, thank you so much. The link is in the description below. I Peace Drizzy. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate. Yes, so you can click the link below. Talking about a movie I released, a short film, 3 minute short film I released last year. The feature I saw. So as I was saying, you know, there are some things we need to actually understand that, yeah, pressure happen. We shouldn't allow this pressure, to mar to mar our tomorrow. Do not let pressure. You can, the link is in my it's in the distance, is in the description. You can check it out. Subscribe, yes, please subscribe, like, share this movie. Yes, this movie, the link is in my distance. This movie, it's a very relatable content, a very relatable production, something that happens in our day-to-day life, our day-to-day activities. It is something relatable. Please, Daisy, I hope you've checked the description. You can see what we're talking about. You can see the movie. The link is in the description. Yeah. So at the end of the short film, it closes with Michael, which is the main cast, the main character, choosing not to sell his life, not to sell his future, rather, to not to sell his future due to pressure and hard drugs and everything. So just want to use this opportunity, this channel, this mode to to uh, to tell you guys to follow my channel, subscribe, like, share, watch the feature I saw. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining. I remain your humble host, your humble producer, Olotu, little to little to little little. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. God bless us. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ó ṣe pàtàkì, ó ṣe kókó. Ẹ ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Thank you and have a good day ahead.